Hello students, welcome to the tutorial. Yes students, as we had started lesson number 9, living organisms and their surroundings in the class, so we will be continuing with that chapter. On that day, you people did certain habitats, adaptations of desert plants and animals. Today I will be discussing the characteristics. Before that, let me tell you about biotic and abiotic components of environment. Students, you might be knowing in our environment there are two types of components. In our environment there are two types of components, but it's better if you note it down side by side. These two types of components are biotic and abiotic. What is the meaning of biotic and abiotic components of environment? बच्चे, biotic components are the living components. All the living components are categorized under biotic components, and all the non-living components, they are known as abiotic components of the environment. So biotic में क्या आ गए? Plants, animals, every type of plants and animals which have life, they come under biotic components. And abiotic, soil, air, water, temperature, that are affecting the biotic components, right? So we will be doing these in detail. So students, these biotic components, they are the living components that can be further divided into three groups. You can divide these biotic components into three groups. They are producers, consumers, and decomposers. Got it? So, what I have done? I have categorized the living components into three groups. They are producers, consumers, and decomposers. What are producers? Green plants. Why they are known as producers? Because they are able to produce their own food. They are able to make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. That is why they are also known as autotrophs, right? Because they are able to make their own food, they are known as autotrophs. As you know, auto means self. Auto means self and troph means food. This you had already done in first chapter. So autotrophs means organisms which make their own food. They are green plants. That is why they are called producers. They produce the food. Next come consumers. I guess it is clear from the name. Consumers are the organisms which directly or indirectly depend upon producers. Again, we have categorized them into three types. Consumers are of three types. They are herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. बच्चे, consumers are also known as heterotrophs. Heterotrophs. ग्रीन प्लांट्स को हमने क्या बोला था? ऑटोट्रॉफ्स. इनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? हेटेरोट्रॉफ्स. Why heterotrophs? Because they depend on autotrophs. They cannot make their own food, right? They depend on others for their food. So we have divided consumers into three categories. They are herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores are the animals, are the organisms which depend on plants. Example is deer, cow, right? Then carnivores. These are the organisms which depend on herbivores. means indirectly they are consuming plants. So example is tiger, lion, right? Then next is omnivores. Bache, these are the organisms which can eat both plants as well as animals. Example is bear, crow. We humans, we are also omnivores, right? Hope this concept map is clear to you, right? Next, we are left with one category that is decomposers. Bache, what are decomposers? In this category mainly comes the microorganisms. It is microorganisms like fungi, bacteria. These microorganisms, they depend on dead remains of plants and animals. What are decomposers? That depend on dead remains of plants and animals. Hope this is clear to you. These microorganisms include bacteria, fungi that decompose the dead plants and animals. And after decomposition, what happens? They return the nutrients back to the soil. Soil gets enriched in nutrients due to decomposition and it becomes fertile. Right? So this is the role of biotic components. These are the components of environment. Biotic components of environment, living components of environment. Now come to abiotic components. Bache, these are non-living components which include air, water, I'm writing here sunlight, soil, temperature. These are all the abiotic components of environment, right? So, bache, these abiotic components, they affect the life of living components, right? There is close interdependence of both biotic and abiotic components. How there is interdependence? Like the plants, the producers, they need light, right? Proper temperature, air, water to do photosynthesis. If these things will not be present, photosynthesis will not be done. If photosynthesis is not done, consumers, decomposers, everybody will die. There will be no survival, right? In the similar way, all the animals, you can say consumers, decomposers, they depend on air, water, soil and temperature for their survival, right? Is that clear? Hope these are clear to all. Okay. After this, now in this chapter, we have to consider the living organisms. We have to discuss the biotic components, living organisms basically. So, today we will be doing the characteristics of living organisms. Students, you might have done the characteristics in 3rd, 4th standard. You all are well aware of. But in this class, we will be discussing these in detail with examples, right? So, we will be starting the characteristics of living organisms. It's better if you note it down side by side, as it will be easy for you if you note it down. But first of all, I will be writing the characteristics. Then I will be taking one by one all. Right? So, students, first characteristic that living organisms possess, you all know, it is cellular structure. Means living organisms' body is made up of cells. Right? Number 2, second character is they need food. All living organisms need food, right? Whereas non-living organisms, they don't need food. Then all living organisms grow. means growth is also one of the important functions, characteristics of living organisms. Then they respire, means respiration takes place. After respiration, they respond to stimuli. That I will be explaining you. Then after this, they do excretion. Excretion is removal of waste products from the body. Then they show movement, and in the end they show reproduction, means they reproduce. Is that clear to all? Now let us start one by one. We will discuss all the characteristics. First of all is cellular structure. Bache, what is the meaning of cellular structure? I have written all these. Now I am going to erase, as I will be discussing one by one all the characteristics. This is first we are going to do cellular structure. Bache, as you know, all living organisms are made up of very small basic units. They are known as cells. Right? Now, some organisms, they are made up of only one cell, while some of organisms, they are made up of two or more than two cells. So the organisms which are made up of only one cell, they are known as unicellular. What do we call them? Unicellular organisms. And the organisms which are made up of two or more than two cells, they are known as multicellular. They are known as multicellular. Right? So, unicellular cells, in case of unicellular organisms, all the functions are performed by that one cell only. Right? If one cell is there, all the body functions, jitne bhi required hai, they are performed by that cell. If that cell dies, organism dies. Right? And in case of multicellular, all the functions are not performed by one cell. There are so many cells. So different cells, different group of cells perform different functions. If one or two cell dies, then the organism does not die. Right? Here example is unicellular ki example hai amoeba, paramecium. In this case, you can give examples: humans, tree, dog, cat. Right? Is that clear? One thing more. All living organisms, I am talking about multicellular, they start their life from one cell only. Later on, these cells multiply and the body is made up of now large number of cells. Right? So hope first point is clear to all. Different organisms have different cellular structure. Some organisms may have only one cell. They are known as unicellular. Some have more than two cells or many cells. They are known as multicellular. Right? Now coming to the next characteristic, that is need for food. This is very simple. Bache, need for food. Bache, all living organisms, they can survive only if they will eat food. This food provide them energy to walk, to play, to run, to do all the things. All the body functions, all the cellular functions are performed due to the food, energy provided by the food. So all the living organisms need food for their survival. From where does this food come? As I already discussed, green plants, they are known as producers because they can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? A process in which in which green plants make their food in the presence of carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll, and release oxygen along with food. That is why these green plants, they are also known as autotrophs. What do we call them? We call them autotrophs. Now, green plants are able to make their own food. What about other organisms? Other organisms, they depend on these autotrophs for their food requirements. That is why they are known as heterotrophs. What do we call them? Heterotrophs. Hope it is clear to all, right? In other words, I will say that all the living organisms, whether plants or animals, they need food. Green plants can make their own food. That is why they are known as autotrophs. While other living organisms, they depend on green plants to meet their food requirements. That is why they are known as heterotrophs. Clear? Now coming to the next point. Third point. Third characteristic is growth. Growth. But all living organisms, they grow. Right? Every living organism show growth. You might have seen your photographs when you were very small, when you were born. Right? You are very small. Later on, after 1 year, you start crawling. You grow up. Right? Then, after 10 years, you are a big boy. Right? Then, after that, you become teenage. Then, adult. Then, after that, you become old. Right? So, these are the various stages. These are the various stages of your life cycle. What are these? When you were born, you were a little child. Then a boy. Then adult. Then old man. Right? These all are the different stages in your life cycle. So these various stages of a life cycle, these various stages that are passed by living organism, it is known as life cycle. What is life cycle? Various stages passed by a living organism. Passed by living organism till its death. जब तक उसकी डेथ नहीं हो जाती. Till its death. Right? Humans की example I have given. Now I am going to give you the example of butterfly. If you remember, you have done in 4th standard the life cycle of butterfly. उसमें क्या करा था हमने? We did egg. One stage was egg. Then उसमें से निकला caterpillar. Right? Then उसके बाद उसकी stage आई pupa. Resting stage जो थी. Then उसमें से निकली adult butterfly. यही था ना? This was the life cycle. Means these are the various stages in the life cycle of butterfly. Right? In the same way, हमने करा था grasshopper का life cycle या cockroach का life cycle. उसमें क्या था? अगर हम cockroach का देखें, egg. The life starts from the egg. Then from egg, it changes to nymph or young cockroach. Then it becomes adult cockroach. Right? These all are the various stages. Okay? Hope about life cycle you are clear. There is one term which is known as lifespan. Bache, what is lifespan? Lifespan span is the, you can note down, time between the birth and death of organism. Time period between birth and death of organism. Got it? What is lifespan? It is the time period between birth and death of an organism. For example, just I am going to give you the example. Certain bacteria, its lifespan is 20 minutes only. Then a dog, it lives for 12 to 14 years only. This is the lifespan of the dog. In the same way, humans, their average lifespan is 70 years. Right? Means the time span between the birth and death of the organism. जो time period है किसी भी organism की birth से लेके उसके death तक, that is known as lifespan. Some organisms have lifespan of 2 minutes only. Right? Some organisms, they die at the age of, like human beings की अगर हम बात करें, 85 years. Some die at the age of 20 years. So उनका lifespan उतना ही है. Hope it is clear to you. Means every organism has to die. It has its own lifespan. Right? Hope this is clear to you all. Now coming to the next characteristic, that is respiration. हम fourth characteristic पे आ गए हैं. That characteristic is respiration. बच्चे हम ये थर्ड फोर्थ से करते आ रहे हैं. What is respiration? बच्चे, it is breaking down of food. Breaking down of food in the cells with the help of oxygen. What is respiration? It is breaking down of food by taking in oxygen, and due to this breaking, what is released? Energy is released along with कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. एक सिंपल सी इक्वेशनल फॉर्म में बताती हूँ क्या होती है रेस्पिरेशन. इट इज फूड दैट यू ईट प्लस ऑक्सीजन दैट यू टेक इन. एज अ रिजल्ट, एनर्जी इज रिलीज्ड दैट इज यूज्ड अप बाय योर बॉडी. along with energy, carbon dioxide is also released. This is respiration. Right? इसमें ये जो taking in of oxygen and giving out of carbon dioxide, it is known as breathing. Breathing is one of the processes that is involved in respiration. Right? Breathing क्या है? Breathing है. Breathing means सांस लेना. The inhalation of oxygen and exhalation of carbon dioxide. This is breathing. It takes place at organ level only. Right? While respiration, it is taking place down. It is taking place in the cells at cellular level. Right? Breaking of food and releasing of energy is there. It is known as respiration. So it is done in all the living organisms. However, the different organs are used in breathing in this process. For examples, some organisms, they have lungs to breathe. Right? By the help of lungs, oxygen goes inside their body and then respiration takes place. In some organisms, gills are involved in this process. In some organisms, like in case of earthworm, they have the moist skin to breathe. Then the frogs, they breathe through moist skin when they are in water, and when they are on land, they breathe through lungs. Right? This is about respiration. This inhalation, exhalation also takes place in plants. You know how the plants, they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide through stomata. Right? Stomata are there. Okay? Hanji. Stomata, they help in taking in oxygen and giving out oxygen. Giving out carbon dioxide, sorry. Right? What are these? These are the small openings that are present on the under surface of the leaf. Right? Hope this is clear to you. Next is response to stimulus. Fifth characteristic is response to stimulus. बच्चे, what is the meaning of stimulus or stimuli? बच्चे, stimulus is any change. Note down. मैं stimulus का meaning बता रही हूँ. Stimulus is any change in the environment of an organism. And response to stimulus क्या है? Reaction to that change. Reaction of living organism to that change is known as response to stimulus. Every organism respond to stimuli. For example, just a small example I will give. Suppose accidentally you touch hot iron. What will happen? When you touch hot iron, you will immediately pull your hand back. Why? Why? This is your response to stimulus. Suppose you accidentally you sit on pins. What will happen? Your body feel it and you immediately, what will happen? What will be your reaction? You will immediately get up. This is the response to change in the environment. This is response to the stimulus. One more example I want to give you. You might have seen at night when you are sleeping, sometimes कभी भी हो अचानक आपकी जाग खुल गई and when you go out, है ना, आपको और light on करते हो, immediately you see cockroaches and ants, they start running here and there. They start finding the place to hide. This is their response to the light, right? Earlier when lights were off, they were free. They were roaming here and there. As soon as you switch on the light, they feel that something has changed. Someone is observing. So they start running here and there. They try to find the place to hide. This is their response to stimulus. In the same way, if you touch mimosa plant, touch me not plant, what will happen? It will fold its leaves. It will droop down. Right? It is its response to stimulus. In the same way, sunflower, wherever is the position direction of the sun, it turns its face towards the sun. Why so? It is its response to the light, right? To the sunlight. This is response to stimulus. One more example I can give you. Have you ever seen जब भी आप dog के पास food लेके जाते हो, what he starts doing? What he starts doing? This is his response to the stimulus, right? Every living organism respond to stimuli, while non-living organisms, they do not show any response, right? Now, in the same way, we are going to do excretion. Bache, next topic is excretion. Sixth characteristic. Excretion means removal of waste products from the body. All living organisms, they need to excrete the waste. For that, they have different organs in their body. For example, we humans, we excrete the waste through kidneys, urine, and lungs, and sweat. Right? They all are the excretory organs. Urine is passed, then lungs, they exhale carbon dioxide, then skin, it releases the sweat, waste products are removed. Every living organism has excretory organs, right? Our undigested food, it is also passed out of our alimentary canal. It is also passed out of our body in the form of feces, right? So every living organism, even plants also, they produce carbon dioxide which is to be released out of the body, right? Some of the plants, they produce gum, resin, latex. That is their byproduct, their waste product that is to be released, right? Because these waste products, if get accumulated in the body, they are poisonous, they are harmful, so they need to be excreted out, right? Hope this is clear to you. And seventh is movement. बच्चे, all living organisms show movement. All the living organisms, they move from one place to another, right? So बच्चे, for example, we people, we have hands, our arms to move, to hold the things. We have legs to move. Animals have 4 legs to walk from one place to another. Even plants also show movement. Bache, although they are fixed, their roots are firm on the ground, but they show movement. As I told you, some plants droop down their leaves. Sunflower, it turns its heads. This is their movement. Even they move, shoot, it grows towards the sunlight, right? It is also the movement. जो शूट है, जो स्टेम है, वो हमेशा कहाँ को ग्रो करती है? टुवर्ड्स द सनलाइट. रूट्स, दे ऑलवेज ग्रोज टुवर्ड्स द अर्थ, अवे फ्रॉम द सनलाइट. दिस इज रिस्पॉन्स टू स्टिमुलस ऑल्सो प्लस मूवमेंट ऑल्सो, राइट? रूट्स जो है वो हमेशा ग्राउंड की तरफ, लाइट के अगेंस्ट ग्रो करती हैं, राइट? और शूट जो है, इट ग्रोज टुवर्ड्स द सोर्स ऑफ लाइट. दिस इज देयर रिस्पॉन्स टू लाइट plus showing movement also, right? So coming to the last topic, that is reproduction. You people are very much clear what is the meaning of reproduction. It is the process of producing babies of the same parent, right? Every living organisms reproduce, need to reproduce. If living organisms will not reproduce, one day that species will die. That type will be finished from the world. You might have excuse me, you might have heard about the extinct species. What are these extinct species? Means these species were there, but due to lack of reproduction or some other factors, these species could not continue, right? They get finished, they get end at one stage. So reproduction is very necessary, right? कोई भी एक organism, suppose humans में से कोई 2-4, they are unable to give birth, but other human beings of the same type, they give birth to the babies, इसीलिए वो continue हो रही है, right? If reproduction is not there of any organism, any living organism, अगर birds, plants, animals, किसी भी species की reproduction नहीं होगी, then ultimately they will die, because death तो होनी है, and that species will be finished. So reproduction is very necessary, right? Hope all the characteristics are clear to you. And in the class we will be starting the habitats. Okay, till then stay safe. Thank you so much.